You got to just keep going.
Yeah.
You know, I'll never stop being hungry. You know, once you're satisfied, that's a killer to success in my view.
Yeah.
Because you're not going to want to grow. So I'll never be satisfied, and that's what drives me to keep going.
Welcome to today's podcast. On today's show, I'm joined by Rory O'Shaughnessy. Rory is an energy fitness franchisee. He's a client of Bankhouse Media and a friend I've got to know over the past few years, and I'm delighted to be working with. So thanks very much for coming in today.
Yeah, I appreciate it. Thanks for having me up
Rory,
here too.
I appreciate it. So on today's show, we're going to talk just about energy fitness, how you got into franchising, bit about your backstory coming into it, and what your plans are for the future.
Yeah.
One of the reasons why I really wanted to have you on today was through COVID, you know, I know that you've secured 2 premises. Have you secured 2? 1 at least?
Nearly 3.
3?
Yeah.
So like you're a very success story here where you're growing in a pandemic, and you're growing in a time when unfortunately for a lot of people it's not maybe gone so well.
Sure.
And I want to know why or how or what's been happening. So how did you get into energy fitness as a franchisee?
Well, like most things that I do, I just kind of end up in it. So energy fitness, when they moved over to Ireland from the UK, they took up offices in I had a small business at the time doing serviced offices. So they became a tenant of mine. And that just led to, you know, building a network of companies around me, kind of being a little nosy, asking the tenants what it is that they do. And you know, long and behold, I was opening clubs with energy fitness when just picking their brain on what it is that they do, and just ending up down a rabbit hole with it all.
One thing that one of the parts even in the evolution of success, because we're all about mindset, you know, about that as well, and one of the key things is I'm always like, ask for help or ask questions. Like that's
100%.
That's how you get forward. Like, in the fact that you do, even whenever I first met you, were like, what are you doing? What's going on here? What's happening?
Get nosy, as I always say, you know. And so just asking enough questions about the franchise, because I was involved in Subway franchise over in Australia. And so I was quite keen to understand what their franchise model was like, having been in it. And I always had a keen interest in fitness, having played a lot of sport over the years and boxed. So it just led from one thing to another, you know. And next thing you're kind of sitting in their offices looking at premises and trying to get a gym open. So it's just, you know, it wasn't a passion of mine to want to do something to open a gym, but after a while it's become a passion that I've developed. You know, because
fitness was a passion, as you said beforehand.
Yeah, a little bit, but it was never something that I went, I really want to, you know, look at that industry and you know, start a business there. It just, I developed a passion for it, and I believe you need to have a passion to be somewhat successful. Because
there's times whenever you don't get paid. Right? There's times whenever you're waiting on money, waiting on people to pay you. So that's great. So bring us right back then. So whenever you went to college or university, or
I did business marketing and business management in IT Talent. It was a 4-year course. It took me 5 years to do it. I stayed back in 3rd year. Finished up that course and did a year on the student union as deputy president and educational officer. Post that, it was 2009, so heading right into the recession. No jobs in Ireland, very little jobs. I wouldn't say I was looking very hard to get a job, because I always wanted to somewhat do my own business. So I'd looked at a few franchises even back then. Nothing was materialising. Myself and my girlfriend at the time, who was now my wife, Nikki, we decided to move to Australia, you know, and try move over there, gain some experience, you know, stand on our own feet and try get a job over there. There was always the stories of, you know, there's so many Irish over there, there's lots of work, you know, head over there. So that's what we did, packed our bags up and left. Got a job over there, didn't like it, working in recruitment for 2 years, and kind of always thought there was more to life than standing in an office and looking out the windows. Like, I'll never forget the time looking out the boardroom window and looking at views like what you have here and just saying, there's so much more out there. You know, why am I cooked up here in a shirt and tie that I don't want to wear, you know? So I just started asking questions again, got nosy, you know. I remember playing pool with Nicky's boss at one time, and he said to me, Nicky said, you want to find your own thing. I have a couple of friends that are in the Subway franchise, why don't you look at that? And that's what I did. I went home that night and looked up online, got the franchise brochure sent to me, and just asked too many questions, you know. And next of all, I was opening a Subway store an hour down the peninsula.
Oh my God, amazing. What made you come back then to Ireland?
Well, I got involved in the Subway franchise, and I had no passion for it. As I said, I quickly realised you do need a passion for something.
Yeah.
I went up to Brisbane to do the training for the Subway. I'd never even been in a Subway. I'd never even bought a Subway. I swear to God. So I went up to do the training in Queensland. It was a 2-week training course, and the first time I was in a Subway is when they brought us all into a store to experience the customer feel for it and the brand. I went up to the counter and I said, give us a roll with a bit of butter on it, and the Aussie's looking at me, I thought he just couldn't understand me, but he was looking at me all funny. It's like, just slap a bit of butter on the roll, I'll just have a bit of chicken.
Yeah.
The next person behind me nudged me and says, they don't do butter here. You can't get butter in a Subway. That showed how much I knew nothing about it.
Oh my God, yeah.
So I had to learn quick.
Yeah.
Passed the course, learned very quick, but after a couple of years, I had no passion for food. That's the
thing, whenever you're going, but so that prepared you for entering in to sit down. You could have a real conversation with energy then. You could be like...
It was a huge learning curve. And I believe franchises are great for anybody with no experience in business.
Yeah.
Because there's processes there, they have the product there.
Yeah.
I always believe the 3 Ps in business, people, process and product. Okay. And franchises provide 2 of them. So if you have a good attitude, you can make something of it.
So for anybody that doesn't know, just tell us, what is a franchise?
To me, a franchise is helping people get into business.
Okay.
They sell franchise agreements and they sell systems and processes to enable that person to get into business. Very much me, who had no experience going into the Subway, they presented me like a bag of tools to say, this is how you go about doing your business. So that's the way I see it. If I was a master franchisor, my objective would be to get as many people into business as I can. Yeah. They provide the systems, they provide the processes, so it's enabling people to get into business.
Whenever you came back then to Ireland and energy then presented itself, what was the next steps then for you? What did you, because I know you've got one of the most beautiful gyms. Do you know the gym that you have in City West? Which we can talk about your locations and the new locations coming, but I haven't been in the second one, but the one in City West reminded me of Australia.
You were saying,
I said that as soon as I came in. That was exactly like my gym in Bondi Junction.
Right.
It was the same.
A lot of natural light.
Treadmills. I felt like I was running through the window into the city. Do you know what I mean?
Good views.
Yeah. So talk us through, what was your next steps then?
I suppose when I got involved with the franchise, it was one step at a time. You obviously have the dream, I'm going to open 10 clubs, but it was one step at a time. I realised I had no experience in the fitness industry. And I'd only moved back to Ireland. I was home 3 months at this stage, so I was still trying to find my feet. I hadn't even got a car, hadn't even got a laptop, so it was very much trying to set my foundation again. So it was 100 mile an hour as soon as I got back. But lucky enough to get a club open and moved on to the next one fairly quick after that.
People need to stay fit right now.
More so than ever.
Mental health.
Mental health, your personal well-being. And this is what has allowed us to look at expanding. When people are greedy, be fearful, and when people are fearful, be greedy. There's no doubt about it. People are quite fearful now, so there's a lot of opportunity out there. And we want to get greedy. We want to open more clubs. And the model of the energy fitness is very fitting for what's happening here.
You talk about having a franchise, like your buildings are community lit. Do you know you feel like you're in a family with the classes. We film some of the classes out there. I know your managers, and it doesn't feel like you're walking into a McDonald's. Like people think of franchises as like impersonal, like yours definitely.
Big brand, big commercial site. No, look, for me, I always wanted to focus on opening up in communities. And I feel that the model is very community based, as you said. We're not a big retailer in the city centre. We're very community based. There's a purpose to what we do. We want to get people fit and healthy. You want to look after their well-being. You want to change their lives, and no better place to do that than in communities. So I'm targeting areas that need these services. I'm targeting areas that there's a demand for it. And hence the next 2 locations are very similar. Very similar to
Balbriggan. I find as well.
They're up and coming, thriving areas. I always check what type of planning and development is happening in the area. What type of money the county council are spending. And they're up and coming, thriving areas. You gotta grow a good team to expand. I haven't been able to grow and expand and look to even expand further without a good team in place. I was thinking about all the staff on my drive up here, and I couldn't fault one of them. You know, it's taken me time to get that team together. They're all brilliant. You know, they give me confidence that I can leave them do their job. And I've a good area manager in place now who probably knows the business better than me. You know, but I stay out of their way. I let them do their job. I trust them, and that allows me to expand. It's definitely a skill set that needs to be learned. You know, to trust your staff, to allow them do their job. You know, a lot of people get hell bound on, I'll just do it. I'll do it better. You know, don't. You know, why did you hire someone then? You know, let them do their job. People are everything. Good staff is everything.
No, that's it. And I'm very appreciative, and I know you are as well. But so what's next then? What is next?
Oh man, what is next? Look, you got to just keep going. You know, I'll never stop being hungry. You know, once you're satisfied, that's a killer to success in my view. Because you're not going to want to grow. So I'll never be satisfied, and that's what drives me to keep going. So what's next? Who knows? Life is a journey. Take it one step at a time. You know, but you know, have the ambition to do more. So who knows what's next for me?
Well, I think the one key thing that you've said, and you've said it throughout this as well, is like just the next step. You know, you're going into 5 gyms right now within the next 6 months or so. Like whenever you started out, it's like if someone's kicking off right now, don't be have the dream, as you said, like the 5 gyms, but like next step.
If an opportunity presents itself, learn later. I'll never turn down an opportunity. If I know nothing about it, who cares? Just get stuck in. Ask questions.
We've had meetings outside fitness in other aspects, in other gyms. Are there areas of business which that's one thing, like, been really innovative, really amazing team around you. Well, that was brilliant, Rory. Thank you so much for coming up. Where does everybody find then your gyms, or what's the next step? Because also you do offer online training, so
look, énergiefitness.com. You'll find all the club listings there. Energy Fitness social media pages, Facebook pages, you'll find them there. You'll find the up and coming gyms and their announcements of when we're open. énergiefitness.com.